Foundation, which is a not-for-profit social enterprise and committed to health and joy for all. Hi Sandeep. So Sandeep, you've been doing so much of work around holistic wellness, so we wanted to talk to you about that today. So on that note, please tell us a little about yourself and your venture.
So I am 2001 pass out from IIT Bombay Computer Science. Nothing to do with healthcare, but I got my introduction to health firstly professionally through my work at McKinsey & Company, where I spent 6.5 years. A large part of that was serving healthcare clients, and personally also during that same job, sort of developing very early signs of GERD, hyperacidity, and some health issues at a very early age. So I think that's when I got introduced to yoga and the holistic wellness side, when I decided that I don't want to live my life dependent on medicines, and how to get well internally, to trust the healing power of our own body, our own self, and use methodology of yoga to actually build that. So I think once that happened, I also realized that there is a lot that needs to be done with respect to that, with the larger society, the country that we live in, the health ecosystem that we currently have is so medicine and curative dependent that even if we have a sneeze, we go to the doctor and we sort of ask help from there, and we don't trust our own wisdom. And I think with that in mind, in 2008, I decided to leave McKinsey and start Swasth with the vision of health and joy for all. And the reason we say health and joy, because health and joy are very closely linked. If we are healthy, we are joyful. But at the same time, if we are joyful, we'll also become healthy. So the secret of health lies in joy. And I think since the last 12 years, it's been a pretty interesting journey, different pivots at different points in time in this journey to build a system, a health ecosystem which serves the community and looks at their overall well-being, providing accountable and sustainable healthcare services to the masses. So practically what we do, we work in urban Mumbai for the urban poor, and we run these primary care centers which are based in the community, and we are looking now for them to provide integrated holistic care where we are combining modern medicine with yoga.
Okay, great. So if I have to ask you, how do you define holistic wellness?
So very interestingly, we found that WHO, the World Health Organization, defines health largely that way. It says that health is not the mere absence of disease, but it is physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being. So it is defining health quite comprehensively. There was a resolution where they also added spiritual well-being in it. In fact, they have a score, but they haven't formally included it into the definition because some, I think, countries are opposed to that still. But we define hence healthcare pretty much like that: physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Because we as individuals have all of these components in us. We have our body, we have our mind, we have our emotions, we have our social connections, and we have our spirituality. So only when all of these components are truly well can we say we are well, we are healthy.
Students in their journey from first year to second year to third year, as they progress, they come with grades, they come with ups and downs. So during that time, they get a lot of anxiety, they get into depression. So when they are facing these things, so how can they basically, embrace holistic wellness and feel better?
The way to do that, a simple technique is treat success and failure the same way. So whenever we do an action, if we do an action, whatever result comes, if we are equanimous, we are treating both equally the same way. We don't get too happy, neither we get too sad. We just see success and failure as part of life, right? So building this into our ethos, into our intellect is something which I think for students is particularly very important because we continuously give exams, right? There is first a unit test, then another test, then midterms, end terms. We are continuously in this process of testing. Then in IIT, I know there is GC. So GC means there is always a sport or a cult going on where we are participating. So there is always success and failure that's going on.
Okay. And do you want to suggest a few pranayamas for the students?
So, simple one, I think, which can be suggested here. Few I will definitely say they shouldn't do without the proper guidance. So, things like Kapalbhati that we see on TV, they have therapeutic impact. So, in fact, people with certain health conditions, it aggravates it also. So, unlike the belief that yoga doesn't have side effects, that's not true. So, it is a very potent science. So, it has a very tremendous effect. So, if done wrongly, or done by somebody who shouldn't do it, it can cause harm also. It can derange the system. The simple ones, very simple, the most simplest is to sit in a very stable posture, whatever is convenient, close your eyes and just focus on your breathing. No, nothing else. Just feel the air going out as you exhale, and as you inhale, feel it coming inside. So just keep your focus on your nostrils. Experience the air coming in and going out. That's the simplest pranayam and very powerful, good to start with. If people know the other one, which is a very safe one to do for everyone, is Anulom Vilom, which is basically alternate nostril breathing, not one, but it has to be learned. Otherwise, sometimes people with dexterity or some challenges sometimes will breathe through one nostril only, which has its own impact. So it will raise your blood pressure, for example. Or doing through the other nostril will reduce your blood pressure. So it can have those consequences. So if you've learned it from somebody, you know you're doing it right, then Anulom Vilom is a very good practice. Doing it 27 rounds in 3 times a day, that's pretty good. So we have our YouTube channel called Swasth Yog. That's our YouTube channel where these practices are there. So if you want instructional videos, people can go there and see as well.
Great. So if I have to look one day in a student's life where we are telling them to, indulge into holistic wellness, that one day, how should it be like, from morning and till night when they are retiring?
One of the key things we tell everybody to do is to take out at least 5 minutes a day. So fix 5 minutes of your day. Fix the time every day. It can be any time, say 6 a.m. to 6:05 if that's what works for you. But try and fix the time, and during those 5 minutes, do something which gives you joy. We call it the joy activity. So it has to be something that you do actively with your body. So it could be like coloring, painting, writing, talking to the plants, but doing something actively, not reading a book, not watching a TV. Those are passive engagements. It's important that we do something and we do it on our own. Again, it's not with friends. So it has to be done on your own. So the idea is that you take charge of your own joy.